Why did you start tutoring? So this is, I think, a really important question for all tutors to know and to have an answer to, right? It's like, what's your why for working with youth, for working with kids? Well, I have always had a passion for education, and I seriously feel for the kids, in today's, public schools and in today's education systems, because it's hard. It's really hard to be little and be like learning about life, and then having to go to school and learn a bunch of stuff with a bunch of other people, and maybe you're not getting things the way your teachers say you should be getting them, and then you feel bad and blah blah blah. Well, I know just how that feels, because growing up, I went to schools, Shaker Heights Public Schools, K through 12, and I felt the exact same way as a child. I was not very good with school at all. I was constantly getting like C's and D's. I was also extremely shy. So when we had to do any type of presentations in front of the class, even if I did the work, I would actually pretend that I didn't have the presentation, so I wouldn't have to go and speak in front of my peers. So I would end up getting an F for those presentations. And yeah, I just wasn't having an easy time. The teachers, this was back, 90s, early 2000s. So teachers were very old school. They would be, they had their favorites that did very well in the class. And then there was like me, that was like the problem child, which I was behaviorally, I was a good kid, but school wise, academically, I wasn't that great. And so what would you get if you got a C or D? You would just get a scolding and told that you need to do better. And then I would take that back to my parents, but my parents were like, well, shoot, like we have been out of school for so long and we don't know exactly how to help you. And, there was really no access to private tutors or like a tutoring center that you could go to, back then. So I struggled a lot. So, I tutor now because I kind of think like I want to be the person that I wish I had when I was like struggling and I was like crying over my homework and, just in tears. And even now I kind of look back at that moment and think to myself, I don't even know how I made it through that time, because I just remember feeling frustrated, even feeling a little depressed, out in that, I was bullied as well as a kid. I just think that, yeah, that's kids experience that all the time, still. And those, it's a huge hindrance to learning. But kids that don't tend to thrive in the classroom have a tendency to do really, really well with one-on-one tutoring, or even just like small group tutoring when it's 2 or 3 kids, that they mesh really well and they encourage each other. So that's kind of my main motivation for tutoring, is I saw a problem when I was a kid, and then eventually I made it to the other side, and now I'm like, I want to just be able to help other kids and other young people in this situation. And I really love learning stuff, so I just kind of want to share that joy of learning with other people.